Welcome back to the sanctuary of storytelling, the only digital destination where we refuse to accept the superficial narrative and instead choose to dive into the profound depths of the human heart. You are watching Whatever You Need, and if you have been searching for a place where celebrity news is treated with the dignity of a novel and the precision of a documentary, you have finally arrived home. Today, we are not merely chasing a rumor. We are stepping into the center of a celestial event. For months, perhaps for years, a single question has hovered above the global fandom like a comet that refused to burn out. Could Yaman and Demet Özdemir, two names that are not just credits on a screen but constellations that millions have learned by heart, choose each other not in a scene, but in the raw, unscripted reality of life? Today, a new current of charged murmurs is insisting that the impossible has already happened. We are talking about a secret ceremony, a vow whispered across the ocean, and a union sealed in the shadows of the United States. This is the story of how two of the most photographed people on Earth may have pulled off the greatest magic trick of all, invisibility. Before we unravel this mystery, I need you to solidify your bond with this community. Press that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a beat of the truth. And for those of you who want to support independent, high-caliber journalism and gain access to exclusive theories and badges, I strongly encourage you to click the join button below. Your support is the shield that protects our integrity. Now take a deep breath, because we are crossing the Atlantic to find the truth. A rumor that changed everything. We are stepping into a moment that has snapped the quiet of the status quo and sent sparks across every corner of the internet. Today, we aren't chasing stale speculation or recycling the embers of old chatter that have long since turned to ash. Today, a fresh set of sources and a persistent, electrifying current of whispers from deep inside the industry are insisting that the narrative has shifted irrevocably. According to what is circulating, quietly, cautiously, but with an insistent rhythm, Yaman and Demet have allegedly married in a secret ceremony in the United States. Let that sink in. Not hypothetically. Not in some distant, hazy future. Done. Sealed. Whispered to a chosen few and hidden from the ravenous many. This isn't fanfiction born from the longing of a devoted audience. It isn't delusion dressed up as fact. It looks, from every angle we examine, like an intentional, meticulous choice, a ceremony executed in the shadows, far from the flashbulbs that always seem to hunt them in the streets of Istanbul, far from the corridor whispers that never quite leave them peace. If this is true, the decision threads together everything we have come to know about how they guard their hearts. In a world where oversharing is the norm, privacy is the real currency of fame, and for two people whose faces are recognized on sight in airports from Rome to Sao Paulo, privacy is the rarest gem of all. The context of giants. Why this matters. To understand the magnitude of this potential union, you must remember exactly who we are talking about. Yaman and Demet didn't just recite lines and hit their marks together on a soundstage, they made electricity visible to the naked eye. When they shared a frame, the signal cut through oceans and language barriers. Viewers in Madrid caught it, audiences in South America felt it, and of course, the heart of Turkey beat in sync with theirs. They built their colossal careers on undeniable talent, yes, but also on a friction between them that audiences could feel even through the cold glass of a television screen. Fans always hoped that when the studio lights faded, the warmth would stay. They prayed that the fiction was merely a prelude to the truth. And if what we are hearing is rooted in reality, that which may have shifted from a rumor to a vow spoken thousands of miles away from the expectations of their home. This is not just a wedding. It is the culmination of a saga that has kept millions on the edge of their seats. Why the United States? Let's pause and analyze the geography of this rumor. Why the United States? Why go so far, and why be so quiet? Because distance can be a fortress when you are famous. Because crossing an ocean is sometimes the only way to mute the relentless hum around your name. The move reads not as theatrics or a PR experiment but as a solemn declaration. This wasn't a performance staged for the public consumption, it was a refuge built for two. The choice to keep it hidden says they see their union as a small, sacred fire that needed windbreaks, time, and protection before anyone else could witness its light. America, with its vast landscapes and bustling metropolises where they can blend into the crowd, offers a canvas of anonymity that is impossible to find in Europe or Turkey. It was a strategic retreat to ensure that the most important words they ever spoke were heard only by each other, not by a microphone hidden in a bush. A question for the whatever you need community. I want to stop here and ask you, the heartbeat of this channel, a question. If you were in their shoes, hunted by cameras, analyzed by strangers, would you choose a grand wedding with thousands of guests, or would you run away to the other side of the world for a secret ceremony? Do you think true love needs an audience, or does it thrive in silence? Head down to the comments section right now and tell me your philosophy. And while you are there, please smash that like button if you are enjoying this deep dive. It helps the YouTube algorithm understand that whatever you need is the home of thoughtful analysis. The circle of trust. Pause and consider the sheer logistics of such an endeavor. In a decade where every guest carries a high-definition camera in their pocket and every street corner has a lens, pulling off a wedding in America without a single premature leak borders on the miraculous. This level of discretion calls not just for planning, but for a ring of trust that holds tighter than steel. Whoever stood alongside them that day, be it family, lifelong friends, or a trusted manager, wasn't simply a guest. They were a shield. And that turns the night into something beyond a mere ceremony. It becomes a promise kept by a circle, a conspiracy of love maintained by people who value the human connection, not the headline. It implies a loyalty that is rare in this industry. It suggests that Yaman and Demet have cultivated a tribe that protects them, a sanctuary of people who understand that some things are too precious to be sold to the highest bidder. Where did it happen? America is a canvas too big for a single picture, and the lack of official confirmation leaves a beautiful room for imagining. Where could this secret union have taken place? Maybe the Pacific Ocean witnessed it, somewhere near Malibu, where the cliffs hold up a sky so bright it looks like it might break, and where the ocean keeps secrets better than people do. Imagine the sound of the waves providing the only soundtrack to their vows. Maybe New York City swallowed them into its endless rush. Perhaps a rooftop garden in Manhattan heard the promise while the city hummed below, indifferent and therefore kind, allowing them to be just two faces in a crowd of millions. Or perhaps they pointed themselves toward the desert, to the stillness of Nevada or Arizona, where everything is pared down to color and horizon, and the truth of two people stands out against the silence like a miracle. Wherever it happened, that place now belongs to them. A pin on a map that only their hearts can find again. A fandom vindication. What followed online can only be described as a digital tremor. Fans turned into detectives overnight, swiping through archives, matching timestamps to passenger lists, decoding cryptic Instagram captions for a breadcrumb they might have missed the first time. The community's energy felt equal parts celebration and vindication. For so long, those who believed in Yaman and Demet's connection defended it from cynics who insisted on a convenient narrative, that it was all for the cameras, that time would unravel the thread. If this marriage truly exists, if it was carried out with solemnity and silence, then it is the most eloquent answer imaginable. While the world debated their authenticity, they were busy building something that didn't need an audience to be real. The silence was not emptiness, it was construction. A mature narrative. Of course, there are professional ripples to consider. Two megastars choosing each other in life changes how the industry sees them. Do producers rush to reunite them on screen to capture the gravitational pull audiences crave, capitalizing on the real-life couple dynamic? Or do they keep them apart in storylines to protect the mystery and let life remain life? Regardless of the strategy, this step matures their public narrative. They aren't just the thrilling leads of a summer romance anymore, nor just the faces of international luxury campaigns. They are, if reports are accurate, partners who have learned how to hold hands through a storm of fame without letting go. This adds a layer of gravitas to their personal brands. It signals stability, maturity, and a depth that goes beyond the superficial allure of celebrity. Reclaiming the story, but beyond the analytics, the casting charts, and the brand deals lies something quieter and far more essential. The reminder that famous people are still people, with the very same longings, privacy, trust, and a witness to their days. By refusing the media circus and declining the crown of Wedding of the Year, Yaman and Demet may have reclaimed their story from the public domain. They've reminded us that the most meaningful choices don't always wear confetti or magazine covers. Sometimes they whisper, they close a door, they draw a breath together and speak vows only they need to hear. In an age of performative happiness, choosing invisible happiness is a radical act. A photo, a note, a truth we wait, all of us, in the hush between rumor and confirmation. Perhaps a black and white photograph will arrive one calm Sunday evening. A ring caught by a stray sunbeam, a hand resting against a suit jacket where time seems to pause. Perhaps a joint note will come from a trusted representative, assembled with the elegance they're known for. Until that moment, we sit with the beautiful possibility at the heart of this. Two people found each other amidst noise, pressure, disbelief, and distance, and they chose yes. They chose to step aside from the procession, lock the world out for a little while, and speak a promise no crowd will ever fully understand. The legacy of Fandom, for longtime followers, the saga of Yaman and Demet Özdemir has always felt like a script that somehow kept rewriting itself in real time, improvised lines, unplanned pauses, glances that said more than monologues could. If this latest twist is genuine, then the secret American ceremony is the most luminous page yet. It becomes a love letter to privacy and a defense of something that can't be measured by streams or shares. There's also the matter of timing, of how both have navigated demanding schedules that leap between countries and languages. Ken's international commitments, especially in Italy and across Europe, and Demet's heavy slate of series and films in Turkey, could have pushed them to carve out a pocket of time where the only calendar entry was their own. Choosing the United States may have been part geography, part anonymity, and part symbolism, a neutral ground where their names don't echo quite as loudly, allowing the vows to resonate more clearly. The silence speaks. It's worth remembering that the truest love stories aren't always loud. They don't require violin swells or grand balconies. Sometimes they look like two people boarding a plane under ball caps, sharing headphones, watching clouds pass as if the sky were theirs alone. Sometimes they look like a tiny ceremony in a room only big enough for vows and a heartbeat. Sometimes they look like a secret that will be told when it's ready, not when the world is hungry. So we wait, not with impatience but with respect. Somewhere, perhaps, there's a hotel room where a bouquet is drying in the corner, and a dress hangs like a memory of light. Somewhere there's a suit jacket draped over a chair with one crease that won't fall out, the imprint of a moment pressed into fabric. We will be here to cover the confirmation the moment it drops. But until then, we honor the mystery. Before you go, I have one request. If you believe in the power of private love, share this video. Let's change the conversation from gossip to respect. Subscribe to whatever you need, check the description for exclusive links, and join our member circle for more behind-the-scenes analysis. Until the next chapter is written, keep your eyes on the stars. This has been Whatever You Need. Thank you for watching.